Full Frontal. I'm Samantha B. This week, American democracy exploded like a Mentos in a Diet Coke. And also, the Finnish president was there just hanging out, trying not to get groped by our president.
Finland is the happiest country in the world.
Finland is a happy country.
What can you learn?
I heard this is what you do. Are you trying to grab me by the pussy? His hand says no thank you, but his eyes say help. Impeachment proceedings are on the horizon. Of course, impeachment doesn't mean that the Democrats will be able to remove Trump from office. In fact, the only way to successfully remove him from the White House is to leave a trail of cupcakes decorated with vulvas. It's his two favorite things together in one treat. The only difference is that he'll eat the cupcake. But still, impeachment is becoming a real possibility, though weirdly not because of this.
I want to read part of what is in this report. Privately, the president had often talked about fortifying a border wall with a water-filled trench stocked with snakes or alligators, prompting aides to seek a cost estimate. He wanted the wall electrified with spikes on top that would pierce human flesh. After publicly suggesting that soldiers shoot migrants if they threw rocks, the president backed off when his staff told him that was illegal. But later in a meeting, aides recalled he suggested that they shoot migrants in the legs to slow them down. That's not allowed either, they told him.
What? And I cannot stress this enough. The fuck. I'm not sure what is more disturbing, how elaborate the president's fantasies of murdering immigrants are, or that he got the idea from Melania's new bedroom design. At this point, I'm surprised Trump's plan for separating families wasn't limb by limb. Also, prompting aides to seek a cost estimate, and they did it? How did those calls go? Hello, zoo. How much to rent your hungriest alligators and poisonous snakes? No, don't hang up. I'm calling from the White House. I'll have you know Mike Pompeo is on this call. And those are the least insane things that happened this week. The news is breaking so quickly, we can't keep up with it. The CNN ticker was scrolling so fast, it cut Wolf Blitzer in half. This is the Situation Room. Now take me to the emergency room. The more dire the news grows, the more desperately Trump and his pals try to change the subject.
They are covering up serious crimes that were committed against the United States by the Biden family.
I do think if Vice President Biden behaved inappropriately, if he was protecting his son, I do think we need to get to the bottom of that.
Who is Hunter Biden?
Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
Wonder what Hunter Biden did in those board meetings. When he's getting paid $50,000, and then when the company that's paying him that money is under investigation, guess what? Daddy comes running to the rescue. The Vice President of the United States comes running.
That's not what happened.
Fire.
Oh my God, how much does Jake Tapper wish he had an eject button in his studio? Look, if making gross deals abroad by trading on your dad's name is a crime, then what the hell are these three doing out free? The only real mystery surrounding Hunter Biden is why he tried to go into gas and oil when he was so clearly destined to host Entertainment Tonight. No one has produced one shred of evidence that he ever did anything criminal in Ukraine. Not even Rudy Giuliani, who's trying to sweat that evidence out his pores. Trump also wanted Ukraine to investigate another conspiracy theory, which says that in 2016, the Democrats colluded with Ukraine to hack into their own email and frame Russia for it. Even Tom Bossert, Trump's then Homeland Security advisor, tried to convince the president that this was completely bonkers. But this screaming little gremlin kept whispering the story in Trump's ear.
Rudy Giuliani. And at this point, I am deeply frustrated with what he and the legal team is doing and repeating that debunked theory to the president. It sticks in his mind when he hears it over and over again.
You mean that human dynamo wasn't able to persuade the president? Rudy got Trump to ignore all the evidence from his own intelligence agencies. Apparently, Rudy has had an almost hypnotic hold on the president ever since he let Trump touch his tits. It's like a true crime reenactment starring the actual criminal. What's really scary is not just what Trump did, it's how far other Republicans are willing to go for him. Attorney General Bill Barr has been asking foreign leaders for their help, proving Trump's fantasy that the Mueller investigation began as a plot to frame him, and it is a fantasy. But Barr is using the power of the U.S. government to try to make it true. He has completely rolled over for Trump's obsessions. Oh my God, you're the fucking attorney general. You are supposed to tell this psychopath child no, not try to arm twist other countries into making his 4chan wet dream a reality. Is there one fucking human being left who is actually willing to do their goddamn job? This kind of enabling was not what Barr was expected to do. As a reminder, here's how people talked about him when his nomination was announced 10 months ago.
If Bill Barr is not going to be, quote, bullied by the President of the United States, I think, to Brett's point, that's probably the best we could ever hope for out of this president in terms of a nominee. This guy is, literally, potentially going to be in a position to help save the republic.
This is a dream pick for conservatives, for Republicans who look at him as an adult in the room.
It turns out that Barr is the adult in the room. He's the sleazy uncle who buys you beer and lets you and your friends party at his place as long as he can stay and watch. On second thought, maybe an alligator moat is a good idea.